Have you ever looked at a complex piece of software and just wondered, how on earth did they build that without it all falling apart? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a tool that's designed to do just that, Azure Boards. Let's jump in and see how it brings some serious order to the creative chaos of software development. All right, so first things first, what exactly is Azure Boards? You can think of it as the central nervous system for a software project. It's a service that lives inside Azure DevOps, and its whole job is to be the single place where the team plans, tracks, and discusses every single piece of work. Now, Azure Boards isn't just some glorified to-do list. It's actually a whole suite of really powerful tools. You've got work tracking, which uses things like Kanban boards and backlogs to manage all the moving parts. Then you've got these awesome team dashboards that give everyone a real-time visual snapshot of progress. And for the people managing the project, the custom reporting is clutch for keeping an eye on the overall health of the project. Okay, talking about features is one thing, but let's make this real. Let's walk through an example to see how this all clicks together. Imagine we're on a team and our mission is to build a brand new online shopping app. Every great project starts with a big, ambitious idea, right? In Azure Boards, we call this an epic. Think of it as the 30,000-foot view, the main goal. For our team, the epic is simple but huge. Create an online shopping system. So obviously, you can't build an entire shopping system at once. It's just way too big. You have to break it down, and that's where features come in. A feature is a major chunk of functionality. A perfect example for our app would be something like user account management. Okay, now we're getting even more specific. We drill down from the feature into what's called a user story. And this is so important. It frames the work from the customer's point of view. A classic user story for our feature might sound like this. As a user, I want to register an account so that I can place orders. See how that connects the work directly to user value? And finally, this is where the rubber meets the road. That user story gets broken down one more time into small, concrete tasks for the developers. These are the actual to-do items. Design the registration screen, build the back-end logic, write the tests. This is literally the work that gets done day to day. All right, so our big idea is now broken down into these nice, manageable tasks. But how does the team keep track of it all? How does everyone know who's doing what and what's actually finished? This is where the magic of the visual workflow really shines, usually with what's called a Kanban board. Each one of those little tasks we just talked about becomes a card on this board. And the board has these really simple columns: to do, in progress, and done. As a developer starts work, they just drag the card over. When it's finished, they drag it again. It's so beautifully simple, and it means anyone can see the status of the entire project at a glance. No confusion. Okay, so we've seen the how to break down work and track it. But let's talk about the why. Why is working this way so incredibly effective? What's the real payoff of using a system like Azure Boards? At the end of the day, it really all comes down to clarity and collaboration. When you can literally see all the work in one place, from that huge epic all the way down to the tiny tasks, everything changes. The whole team is aligned. Communication gets better because you're all looking at the same picture. And that means you can deliver projects more efficiently and, crucially, spot potential problems or delays before they become total disasters. So that really leaves us with a final thought to chew on. We've seen how this system brings structure and transparency to a project. So take a second and think about your own work. How could a visual workflow like this completely change the game for how your team tackles its next big thing?